guys, it's Slave to the Games. Thank you for stopping by once again, and I hope you enjoy the video and learn something new. Without further ado, let's jump straight right in. The first subject we're going to be going over is the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle is the organizing council of the Camirilla. Practically nothing is known about the Inner Circle, which takes pains to keep the identity of its members hidden. The public face of the Inner Circle are the Justicars and their Arcan assistants. Members of the Inner Circle elect Justicars and otherwise establish the principles of the Camirilla law. The Inner Circle is often assumed to be a council of the most powerful princes in the Camirilla. It is thought that Hardestot, one of the Sects founders, holds a seat in the Inner Circle as well. The Inner Circle meets every 13 years in Venice, and at these meetings they select new Justicars and further decide the directions of the sect, as outlined in the Promise of 1528 with the Giovanni clan. At their discretion, the Inner Circle holds the right to convene at a different location, such as Ghent in 1998. Every clan is permitted one representative, usually the eldest member of the clan, as only the eldest may cast the clan's vote. Using the knowledge that they met in 1998, the date Xavier was appointed to the Justicar, we can move backwards to determine the previous years in which they have gathered. Therefore, the years they have started to gather was probably around 1491, the first gathering of elders, which later forms the Camirilla in 1493 at the Convention of Thorns, but the last meeting should be probably around 2011. Like the timeline of the Anarch Revolt in general, and the secrecy of the group of paranoid vampire elders in particular, it is not known for sure at what date the first gathering and formation of the Camirilla during the 15th century took place. Like the timeline of the Anarch Revolt in general, and the secrecy of a group of paranoid vampire elders in particular, it is not known for sure at what date the first gathering and formation of the Camirilla during the 15th century took place. One pair of sources states that the first meeting was around 1394, or 1435, and the Camirilla formed in 1450, while another source states 1435 as the official founding date and 1486 as the first convention, with 1504 being the second meeting during which new Justicars other than the founders were elected. Others states 1486 as the founding date. Given the repetition of various dates, but the unclarity of events that took place, the inconsistency might be the result of types from the writers, sloppy scholarship, failing memories, or evasive statements of elders, or even attempts of dominate in similar mind-altering disciplines. The timeline above counts mathematically from the last sure date that the Inner Circle convened, as stated in both Children of the Night and Guide to the Camirilla. Since all sources agree that the Inner Circle met in an interval of 13 years, the resulting list of dates should, in theory, be as close as possible. And now we move over to the last subject for this video, which is a sect. A sect is a social organization of vampires usually composed of multiple clans that form a league or a compact. Each sect has a dogma, an objective its members seek to attain. In the classic world of darkness, the majority of kindred and Canaanites are loyal to one of several sects, which are strongly clan-orientated, but primarily political entities. The two major sects are the Camirilla and Sabbath, of course, which respectively comprise vampires who attempt to uphold the Masquerade and generally maintain their humanity at passable levels, and vampires who seek to eliminate the Masquerade and rule humanity as predators. This isn't to say that the Camirilla are nice, they're just pragmatic. In addition to these two sects are two vastly older sects. The first, the Inkunu, are loose affiliation of vampires who have had a common identity since approximately the fall of Rome. The Inkunu generally avoid all vampiric politics and may only be a sect by virtue of being too powerful and collegial with each other, be considered, well, independent. The second and far older is the Ta Mahara, the so-called True Black Hand, a Gehenna cult which traces its origins to the pre-Christian Middle East. The western branch of the Black Hand is now a subsect of the Sabbath, but its members have their own agenda of which the Sabbath is a part. In addition to these divisions are some sectless divisions. The most well-known are the independent clans, the Asmites, followers of Set, Giovanni, and Ravnos. These clans have their own internal structure, which are fairly sophisticated for some of the clans, and generally have no truck with any other organization. The Ashira are a sect of Islamic vampires. It once held sway in from the Ottoman Empire to India and Malaysia, but is now confined to a few Middle Eastern countries. India's vampires themselves are organized in a strict caste system, with Brahmins at the top and untouchables at the bottom. The Anarchs, who in modern night are a loose confederation of vampires, generally adopting a combination of youthful rebellion and less dusty political thought. Many former Anarchs have been subsumed into the hierarchy of the new Promised Mandarinate that was established when the Kuei-jin laid siege to the Anarch Free State. And outside the sects, there are vampires termed autarchis, meaning that they exist independent of the entire structure, generally ruling small communities absolutely or otherwise hiding from all support structures entirely. And with that, guys, that is the end of the video. Once again, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something new, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also optionally check out my Patreon, Discord, or merch store. And I appreciate everything you guys do, even if it's just a comment, all the way down to becoming a Patreon member. And I will see you guys in my next video release. You guys have a nice day.